Good day everyone, this is Dusaran Marjan from BizEd English Education, and today I will discuss to you about the ICT integration in teaching and learning. So I will present to you the presentation outline. So first we have the definitions of ICT. ICT characteristics, importance of ICT, attributes of computer-based technology. Advantages of using ICT in lessons, teachers' confidence in ICT, planning's the use of ICT, unique features of ICT, and some negative effects of ICT. And lastly, we have the conclusion. First, we have the definitions of ICT. So what is ICT? ICT is a generic term referring to technologies which are being used for collecting stories, editing, and passing on information in various forms. So what is ICT? It is important to remember that ICT is not only about computers. Below are just some examples of items that fall under the ICT banner. So first we have the information. Informations are the examples of DVD player, televisions, internet, calculator, and radio. And second, we have the communications. We have the email, telephones, mobile phones, instant messaging, and webcam. And lastly, we have the technology, the digital camera, laptop, games, robots, and MP3 players. I know all of you is familiar of these things that can be useful for every single daily life. So let's proceed to the information and communication technology. So in the first circle, we have the information technology, or what we call IT, is defined as the study or use of the electronic equipment, especially computers, for storing, analyzing, and sending out information. Rather, the communication technology, or what we call ICT, is the process of sending, receiving, and exchanging information. ICT literacy is basically involves using digital technology, communication tools, and or access, manage, integrate, evaluate, and create information in order to function in a knowledge society. ICT characteristics. So first, we have efficiency, faster, cheaper, fewer steps, less paperwork, effectiveness, most interactive, customized, personalized, achievable, transparent, and searchable. And lastly, we have the innovations, new products, and technology that become familiar to our society or to our markets. Importance of ICT as a source of knowledge, as a medium to transmit knowledge, as a means of interactions and dialogue. For example, an internet is a source of knowledge because we have lots of ideas and information that we found in the internet, and they become the medium to transmit knowledge. There can be interactions to us. Fourth, with the attributes of computer-based technology. So we have a multi-sensor delivery, text, graphics, animations, sounds, and video. For the active learning, it can be enhance learners' interests. Cooperative learning, we have the positive group and social interaction. Communication skills, one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. Multicultural education, links students from access the country around the world. It can be a motivation for the great learners' engagement. Now let's proceed to the advantages of using ICT in lessons that I think is very useful to teach and can be a tool to the learners. So we have the increased commitment to learning works, enhancement, enjoyment, and interest in learning and the subject, enhanced sense of achievement in learning and pride in the work, increase in self-directed learning and independence, enhanced self-esteem leading to expectations of achieving goals, learning computer skills, analyzing information, ICT can have on learners' learning, including increased motivation to stay and work, behave better, and produce higher quality output, produce higher quality work, learn for independently and their own pace, Do things that cannot do using traditional methods and resources. Do more work and more quickly. So these are the common advantages of using ICT in lessons. So let's proceed to learning resources. There are two types of learning resources nowadays. We have a traditional method, lectures, and books. Whether to compare to the ICT medium, we have a computer, multimedia, internet, lectures, and books. Increased motivation. Many students, or what we call many studies, describe the motivating effect of using ICT in college, and it's observed the positive it can have on students' attention and effort in class. Michael Tremel and Julia Benjamin, Cognitive, Social, and Motivational and Health Aspects of Student in Laptop Classrooms in 2004. Studied the impact of introducing laptop into classrooms, and one of their conclusions was that information technology has a positive impact on college attendance and learning interest. ICT can play an important role in motivating learners and encouraging them to engage in learning. Beyond the classroom, most students enjoy working on computers, and it is innovatively rather than the norm. Then that makes it even more motivating. However, student enjoyment is an important factor in education. Adherence to the curriculum is even more so, and therefore, careful planning is an essential element of teaching with ICT. Learn independently. It is a commonplace for schools and colleges to use the internet as a research tool to allow students to find their own information, concept to enhance pupils' understanding of many aspects of the subject. The internet is often used to augment textbooks as much lower cost. The internet excellently for research and gathering ideas, and ever more for interacting directly with contemporary artists. Teachers' confidence in ICT. The teacher's expertise in ICT was an important factor. It is a successful use in lessons. The ways the teachers have their students use computers are certainly affected by their own level of technical expertise. The presentations of software of many non-specialist teachers are idiosyncratic, fragmentary, and transient, with imperfectly learned lengths and false assumptions. And these teachers are concerned that the skills of their students are more advanced than their own. It is hardly surprising that teachers are reluctant to experiment with ICT if they are concerned that their students' knowledge is greater than their own. Planning the use of ICT. ICT alone does not enhance learning. How ICT is incorporated into learning activities is what is important. Some teachers use ICT as a way of encouraging independent learning skills. However, this still needs to be planned and supervised with the teachers directing the learners' activities and output. There is a risk that using ICT-based learning may take it too easy to hand over too much responsibility to the pupils themselves, with the hope that as long as the pupils are occupied in front of the computer, there is always a chance that they might manage their own learning process. Unique features of ICT. ICT facilitates collaboration and communication. ICT aids in the visualization of difficult concepts. ICT promotes creativity. ICT enables multiplier effect of documents. ICT provides flexibility and varieties in learning. ICT provides as a multimedia effect. So these are the common unique features of ICT that can be really useful for teaching. Traditional view of learning. Learner is a process, information transfer and reception. Learners is facilitated by breaking content into installation units. Learning is a linear process. Now let's proceed to the new theories of learning. New theories of learning emerge based on the assumptions that learners are active agents, purposely seeking and constructing knowledge within a meaningful context. Integrating ICT in teaching and learning. The ICT integration in education is general, and teachers' education is particular is the need of the day. The teacher today has to meet the multiplicity of challenges of the modern society. She is expected to be traditional yet use modern technology to maintain his or her dynamism in the teaching process. ICT is not only a tool for teachers, but also offers opportunities for professional development. Facility overload. Learners often focus on the facilities provided by the application, rather than the expected outcome and the learning objects. For example, pupils will spend the majority of a lesson experimenting with the different colors and backgrounds and have no time left to create the required content. The internet is used extensively in school as a research tool, but a major problem is the wealth of material available, a lot of which is biased and irreliable. Students' inability to detect bias or determine between fact and advertising raises serious concerns for teachers that allow their students to find their own information with little or no guidance. Also, students spend huge amounts of time searching for information and comparatively little time analyzing and processing the information. Time-saving and less expensive. Cooperating ICT across the curriculum requires careful and timely and cooperation among departments. Changing pedagogy. Teachers have to accept that the widespread use of ICT in schools and college is having impact on teaching pedagogy and requires a significant rethinking of approach. Traditional transmissions, constructivism, instructions, and when ICT used in classroom. Some negative effects of ICT is excuses used if ICT harm for health. Teachers prefer already prepared material than handwritten. Eyesights become weak for the learners. Learners can learn a lot of bad things like unuseful chatting, bad literature. Students going out of content, absurdity, and silly songs, pictures, and dialogue and videos. Foreign technology and culture is going heavy on out culture. Conclusion. The overall conclusion will rightly challenge ICT is largely incompatible with the requirements of teaching under the right conditions, where teachers are personally comfortable and at least moderately skilled in using computers themselves, where the school's daily class schedule permits allocating time for students to use computers as a part of class assignments, where enough equipment is available and convenient to permit computer activities to flow and seamlessly alongside other learning tasks, and where the teacher's personally philosophy support a student-centered constructivism pedagogy that cooperates collaboration projects partly defined by students' interests. Computers are clearly becoming a valuable and well-functioning instructional tool. For this activity, what is the main point of ICT? Second, how ICT can help the teachers in their teaching. What is ICT to you as a future teacher? 2. Can you answer for these questions? Thank you for listening and have a great day.